Hello, yes, you are welcome back to payroll system. This payroll has three main types. It can be useful for any organization or institution which exists in the form of school or educational institution, and at the same time as an enterprise. Good. Let's see the futures, but before we do everything, we have to look at the login system. This first interface has four components. We have the contacts, exits, we have the login, and then open another file. Click on this, it means that you open a file that you decide not to work on. You had second thought of it. And as a result, you have to open the file that you wanted to work on, you intend to work on. So you click open another file. The file will be open. And when it is opened, you select the one that you want to work on. We have different files that we are working on. Currently, we are working on the oak with version 1. Good. So there's no need of opening it again. So we have to cancel it and maintain the one that we are using. We come to the second part, which is the login. On login, give us an access to the database. Without this part, there's no way one able to have access or use this system. Therefore, you need to log in with the login info. Now, let's see admin. Yes, it's logged in. These are the parts that I talk about. We have the payroll system, accounts section, academic aspects. Before we come to this, do you want to change your file name? If yes, click on yes. If no, select your section to proceed. That is referring to these sections. You select the one that you want to work on. So, if yes, what happened? Here is the oak file. In the year 2012, oak file 1 is the one that we are working on. If you prefer to use another file number, you can decide to work on 2, whichever. But it has a reason. We change the file names if we have a significant change on the data about any of our staff or the company. If not, it should be maintained without changing. After you have changed, you need to save it by clicking on the save button. We are not doing the change, so we need to use our file. Good. So this one, let's tackle the payroll system. This is the interface for the payroll system. The file name is this, which has not been changed. This aspect, the first thing that I want us to look at is the setting. So click on the setting. Setting 2 is having different phases. Different. But for now, the part that I want us to look at is the banks that we want to work with. We have Bank of Africa, which is located East Legon. Stanbic Bank, East Legon. Let's take ADB. That is Africa Development Bank. Let's take GAF House. That is around Tetepashi. Then let's take another bank that maybe we want to pay our employees through. We can take Barclays Bank. Barclays Bank. Where is it? American House or Adabraka. In Accra. Then you can maintain the rest or whatever. Then this part is the contact information. So you put all those things in here. Good. If you know the address to the bank, you indicate all. As I said earlier, one cannot have access to this system unless the person is allowed or has his or her login info. So when someone is not having, the person info can be added by using the register button and above the registering a user. So you click it, new interface appear. Username. Let's pick John. Password 1. All right. Register. It says the registration is completed. So the moment you register someone, it will bring you to the login interface to start afresh. So now what we do next is to log in. We are going to use login, join your login. If you have one in already, you can still use that. So join. Good. Login successfully. Good. Now we can move on. Yes. So that is the setting. Add staff. The staff number here, which is 19, does not change. That is what I mean is we don't touch the parts. This one. Don't touch it. Good. You can type the name, date of birth, status, everything here. And when it's done, you click add. Just add it for you. Then you add the stuff. From there, you can save, but you can just add and leave it. Good. So, good. Edit stuff. This one gives you a chance to edit the information that you provided about the staff. So, something like this, somebody like this. It's a teacher or whatever, you just put it in there. Let's say we are dealing with school, but if in organization at all, this because here was the school, the series, and the rest. So, accountant. Is it full-time? No, it's not full-time, part-time. Is the cashier full-time? Yes, full-time. 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 You see, it's a driver. This one too, let's say driver, and it's full-time. Good. When you are done with this, that is, you can edit the information about the staff anytime at all. All right. Then we go to the search of the staff information. This side, we have one, ID number 1, that the EBS account number, staff number 1, J. Eric, date of birth, everything is here. Everything is here. You want the information about number 2, Isaac Badu or Badu Isaac, also is changed. Which one that you are looking for, you click on print, then you print, but we are not connected to the printer now. From this, go back. Time value. This talk about the time that each staff in the organization is valued for 1 minute. So this is minutes, 1 minute. This is 10 pesos, 9 pesos, 8 pesos, 8 pesos, 7 pesos, 6 pesos, 4 pesos, and that for a minute. An hour is this 5 cedi, 71 pesos, 5 cedi, 24 pesos, 4 cedi, 25, 52 pesos, like that. Good. This one, if you want to print it, you can print it. All right. So that is the side of the staff registration. It means you add the staff amounts. Then, now, how much are we going to give to each staff? That one, the salary structure will give. We have it here. Have it here. We can see that Ajay and almost all the staff they had a change in values after April. The rest, the values were maintained. And just after April that they had a change of values. Good. Now, this part, that is increment. Sorry, increment. This one, as soon as you key it in, it will give you the information about the staff, but this what we address it later. Now we go to SNIT. The SNIT, we have two parts, the employee pay or employee contribution and the employer's contribution. Now in Ghana, the employee contribution is 5.5 and the employee contribution is 13%. So you click on, we are dealing with January, the employee, that is the staff deduction. You come this side, you click on that, you have got them here. You have your staff. So is Eric, Ajay Eric is not paying the tax or Senate. Why? Because he's on pension. So that is why this place is 0 and this side is no. The 0 here doesn't change because the person didn't put it at all. Because when they put it, it doesn't make sense. So the yellow is no here is the one controlling. So it means that the deduction may be done here, all right, the amount will be assigned, but the person is not going to pay because here the status is no. There's another one here you can see is also no. There's another one here also you can see is also no. So those no's, they are not going to pay. It will not reflect on their payroll. But those with yes, it will reflect. So this is the basic salary. Now let's look at something. Let's see the tax setting. Here, if you look at the pay structure for the January, the salary structure for the January is 1,200, but the 1,200, not all the amount that is going to be deducted. So if you look at here, it's 60% of it that is going to be taxed. And this 60% will be assigned as basic salary. Therefore, that is what is going to be taxed. So when we look back to our Senate, you find it here. That is why 720 was used instead of 1,200. Therefore, let's adjust it and see when it's 100%. Okay, back. Now this time, let's see. It's still here. It does not change. So let's press it and see. Now it has come. You see, when it came, the value has changed because it has been taxed accordingly by the Senate. Then we look at the tax system, the same thing there. The tax, it has used it here, but let's see the value that we have handled it here. You find that the Eric Ajay is this. It has taxed the full amount. So this is the number of staff that you have. This is the total tax paid. Good. But here, this one too is still no. So this person will not be taxed. This one, your boy Kingsley will not be taxed. And I think here that is the 2. So that is the tax aspect. Then we go to the welfare. When we come to the welfare, this these days, because of the association that we form within an organization, people do form welfare, staff welfare, and different things. And what they normally do, they don't just form it, they form it, and at the end of it, they deduct a certain amount of money into their account, which they use to help themselves when somebody's in trouble or when someone needs loan. So it's similar thing that is within the Oak World Company, that the staff welfare is saving. That is why the screen is off. All right. It's still saving. Soon be ready. Good. It's ready now. So we look at it. That is it. Ajay Eric contribution loan payment. Now let's see the status. Let's say each member is paying 50 cedis or 50 cedis a month. Normally contribution is uniform. So 50 cedis a month. You get the total contribution to be 900 cedis for the number of staff. So this one took loan, and at the end of it, they are deducting 50, 300 cedis every month. So 300 cedis. The Badu is paying 220 or 200 cedis. Jakadu Lord is paying, or Konadu is paying 320 cedis every month. Jakadu is paying that is 200 cedis, depending upon the amount that you pay. Let's say Ijamp and Danso Philip is paying 410. Yeah. This one gives you the total loan. That is the loan aspect is this. And then the total contribution also gives you that. Then when you sum the two, it's going to give the welfare new revenue or new income as 2,330 cedis. That is how this one works. When you are done, you print it out. Good. This interface appear here. It's not regular, but that is not a problem. We can make it regular to any staff, any organization, depend upon your own request. Some prefer it this way. In case maybe the one working on had a call and it got up, and another person had access to the system while the system was open, and accidentally it clicked on that one to clear the thing off. Not that it's deleted, it's not deleted. So it will bring you to this interface in such a way that unless you log in, and because you are intruder, there's no way you're able to log in. And this one too is going to signalize the one working on that somebody have tempered the distance. So when he come, it will help him to be aware of this and check the information that he has already entered if it has been altered. So as I said, we have to log in, else we can't have it. So John, we are using John. Good. So we're here. That is that. Welfare. Then we come to the reprimanded. This part also helps us to regulate the staff attendance. since we know when a staff is well for every minute. So in this case, if the staff also is late for a minute, it can also be deducted so that the company will not be cheated and the staff also will not be cheated. The same way, if it's absent a day, it can also be found or be deducted. Now let's look at January. A J, we know the worth, a J worth of 10 pesos a minute, 9 pesos, 8 pesos, 8 pesos for each of the staff, and each of them are having different values. So a J is late for 42 minutes. 42 minutes, we put it in. Yes, the system say we have to deduct 4 cedi from his salary. And let's say that same Ajay absent himself for 4 days or 5 days. That one to give us 200 cedis should be deducted because the person is worth for 40 cedis a day, and 40 cedis you are absent for 5 days. It deemed the organization to deduct 200 cedis from the person's salary. Here, let's look at what will happen there if those ones are done. So we are talking of Ajay. Ajay is number 1. Good. So if you look at here, the SNET number was 0. And the lateness was 4 cedi, which is this. And the absenteeism 200. So the total deduction is going to be this. 204 cedis. So his net is going to be at that very month, which is January 2017. His net is going to be 996 cedis. That is it. Then you print it. It is having a duplicate. So the duplicate, the moment you print it, you can divide into 2, then one file on his file, the office, and then the other one to him as a duplicate. That is that. Then we come to the salaries. January. Each of them we can use, but I prefer to deal with that one. Now, here, what is it about? Let's look at it. Let's say Zenith. Zenith. Here is Zenith. Zenith. Stenbeck. Let's take it to be ADB or cash. Or let's take Barclays. So when we have this, you go to the print, adjust it. So you go in, we have ADB. These people are paying through ADB, that the African Development, Agricultural Development Bank. I think first I've said Africa. It's not Africa. It's Agricultural Development Bank. Anytime you are sending staff salary to the bank, it goes with the cover letter. So the cover letter for these people is this. Agricultural manager, the branch manager, ADB, Agricultural Development Bank. If you could remember, that is the branch. That is the staff, the total amount that was given. Then you print it. You can take another bank. Let's take Stanbic Bank. Yeah, that is it. These are the people going there. That's the name and that and that and that. But just some, you just put it there like that. So this is their total. Also give us something different, which is not the same. That one is the branch manager, Stanbic Bank, but it's the first one was in the Gulf House, and the bank was ADB, but this one's Stanbic. So whichever bank that you select will give you different pay, different cover letter. At times, there are some staff that we decide not to pay them. Maybe the whole of the month, the person is absent, and you decided that once you are absent, I'm not going to sack you, but you are not going to be paid. So let's take somebody here. Let's take Eric. Now, let's take, it could be, but let me change. This one, no pay. And Amma Boat being also no pay. It means they are not going to be paid. So let's pick it. Yeah, it's reflected. Two staff. These people are not going to be paid. And at the end of the month, they are not going to receive anything in the amount. Good. Now, we go to the salary. Now, we are done with the cover letter. That's what I just talked about. Then we look at the summary. The summary is having three components. Here, what it means is that generally, this is the amount that we pay to the staff. February, and so on and so forth. So this one gives us the total of 124,900 Ghana cedi as the total amount of money spent on the staff salary. Then the accountant who produced the document should sign. Put the date down for accounting purposes in case there's cross-check or something, a document to confirm the statement. You put it there. This side gives us individual staffs. This one gives us individual staff. So the staff, you see, this is Badu, Isaac, with the number 2, staff ID 2. No allowance was paid to him. That is the tax that he paid, and then the Senate contribution that he offered. The total pension scheme, that is the Senate contribution tier 1, is this. That's 1,034 cedis, 78 pesos. Tier 2, 383 cedis, 25 pesos. Which gives us the total, at the end of the year, the total salary paid to this staff is 13,400 cedis. No allowance was paid, so the gross remained the same. The total tax paid by the staff is 411 cedis, 95 pesos, and then the Senate contribution paid by this staff is 421 cedis, 58 pesos to be approximately. Then the average salary income is this. Why? Because the salary income was not stable. Some of the months he was not paid. So that is why this one was here. But this represents the amount that's supposed to be given to him. When we come to, we can change this. You see, J. Eric also allowance that, but unfortunate here is not tax-free, SNET-free, and everything 00 here because he was not paying tax. It's the same, so each of the staff work can be printed. even if he wants to find out how much contribution he has in his or her Senate account. You come here, just print it. It's not necessary to be at the end of the year. Just print it and give it to the person. Then you go and handle it with the people that where you want to send it. Good. The final part of this is the total, the summary of the salary payment. So here is it. When you total it, that is the basic paid, basic salary is this. Allowance paid is 3,010 Ghana cedi. Then the gross is this. And then the necessary after they have been deducted, as this one is, that is what is left here. So that is what we see over here. The basic salary, that is when you sum all the basic salary, this is what will give you. Allowance paid. So within this, I think the allowance paid is this, which is here. The gross salary, which is this, when you sum everything here, give you that. And then the average. So in this case, what we mean here, when we sum everything here, then we find the average of it, give us this salary. That is another part that we can use for our accounting purposes, statement preparation or financial statement preparation. All these ones are important. Good. So we have adjusted this interface. Here we have overtime. If the staff has worked overtime, you key in the amount straight. When you key in, it will just be added to the salary of the person and indicated that it's overtime. Generally, each of them, you just put it there and it will carry it by each one. Then this is the start, this ones that we did. There is something here that we need to look at. The tax rate. Every country has its own tax rate system. But in Ghana, our tax rate is this. That is from the year 2014 upwards. 2014, 2015, 16, 17. Now, this is what we are using. So the moment you put this one there, it will give you what you're supposed to do. Give you how it should be deducted perfectly. And it can be adjusted to any other country at all. So it's a matter of just fix the values there. So it's not a problem. If it's different from your country, it's not a problem. Then this part is the account system. When we started it, I think we talk about, let's see, the main menu here. This is the one that is talking about here. That is it. So this is also having settings, which is very beautiful. Yeah, which we do when each part is also having unique information that need to be put in there. Then we go to the setting, you look at the headings. Also, it's having a nice information. All these ones we have to fill. That is the financial aspect. Then we go to the entries, which is this. All these ones will be treated very soon. That is account preparation, card purchases, car sales, credit purchases, credit sales, purchases of assets, sales of assets, capital, add capital drawings, deposit, payment, so many. So we'll deal with this next time. All right. So if you want to print certain information, we have them here. You just click them. The one you want to print, you just click on that. Let's say I want to print this. That is the letter to bank. I want to see the letters that were sent to bank because the system will generate it automatically. So let me see. That is generating all of them. To generate, if the moment you select it, to generate everything there for you. Good. So after that, then you go to the preview and click on the preview. You see all of them. But this is not what we after now. But the moment you do, you just print it to get your everything there. So we have adjusted everything here actually. So we are done. We can exit. Now, after going through this payroll system and you have interest of having this product or the software, please contact us through this. I prefer that you use this number because this one, but this is also our current WhatsApp numbers. Then the email, you can use it in the form of Facebook too. That is the 0277758315. And then you use this email also for us. You can get us. These ones, the numbers actually are not effective now. So you can use this. That's this to contact me or the administrator all the time. The same thing, you use this one too as a Facebook. Yeah, that one too, you can still get us. All right. Having gone through this number is the same as this one, so you can get us the same as this. So goodbye. Have a nice day. Here, there's something. Somebody may say that all that we didn't save it. Now, the system was saving it automatically. And finally, when you try to exit, it will also save it again for you. So, look, exit. You say, are you sure you want to exit? Yes. Now, sit calmly behind the system and look at what is happening. Good. Now, everything is done. Thank you. Bye.